Purple Tree Crew, connecting people, building communities, helping clients to build multi-generational wealth through real estate.
Thank you, Nicole. So I have a couple of questions here. So it's actually amazing that you offer the mindfulness instruction not only to everybody, but also to, you said it started to offer to the lawyers. And I think that they definitely need to have a coach as well, how to help clients. And now that you're offering to everybody, and which is great, and you say that mindfulness is much broader than meditation, and meditation is under mindfulness umbrella. How do you help people not to be reactive? Because in reality, when we are stressed, when we are reactive, we just don't see. We need certain time to calm down, and even if we know cognitively that we are reactive, at that moment we are reactive. How do you help clients to catch themselves and literally bring mindfulness rather than being reactive? How do you help them?
Oh, that is such a great question. And thank you so much for asking that question. So, first of all, mindfulness is simple. It just isn't easy, which is exactly what you're saying. How do you catch yourself? How do I prevent myself from getting angry? And a very easy definition of what mindfulness is mindfulness is just knowing what's going on in your mind and body at any given moment. So mindfulness is just noticing, oh my gosh, my heart is beating fast, or oh my gosh, you just really made me angry, or noticing that there's a thought going on inside of your mind. So that's all mindfulness is. It's knowing what's going on in your body and mind at any given moment, and then responding. So how do you respond? The first thing you have to do is you have to notice. You have to be aware. And so many of us are on autopilot. We're not even noticing when we're getting angry. We're not even noticing when somebody has said something and we're about to react in a very negative way. But mindfulness goes, oh, hang on. Something's happening inside of me. Somebody just said something. It caused a reaction inside of me. I heard it. It caused a reaction inside of me. My heart is pounding. Now suddenly my thought is, who the heck do you think you are? And so what mindfulness is, it just notices that something has just happened inside of me. And so one of the techniques that I have with my clients is the stop technique. So the second somebody, a client or somebody says something to you and you just notice that you're getting angry, or you notice that you want to respond or say something, you say to yourself, stop, take a breath, observe what is happening inside of me, and then proceed. It's very quick, because once we observe what's happening inside of us, we create that space that I was talking about. And in that space is where we can make a decision. So if I notice that, oh, you've said something and I don't like it, and I just take a breath, all you have to do is take a breath. And then we have to name it to tame it. So I'm feeling angry, and it's going, oh, wow, that's anger. And the second you do that, you're already taming whatever was happening inside of you. And it sounds like, oh, this is going to take so long. It's going to take 45 seconds for me. It's quick. What mindfulness is teaching us, I've just had a reaction. I'm just feeling not great. And it's that sudden, when suddenly somebody, let's just say you get a phone call and you look at your phone and it's that person that you just don't want to speak to. Okay, their name comes up. People don't notice it. Actually, what happens is suddenly maybe your heart just suddenly starts beating, or you sort of feel like this sharp pain in your chest, or suddenly your hands start shaking. Our body is a computer, and it's giving us signals all the time. We're just oblivious. We're just not listening. True. And mindfulness says, stop, listen, something's happening. Here's some space. What do you want to do?
My God, it's really totally true. Sometimes I feel that we are so disconnected to even our body, and how we can be hungry and not really notice it. We can have pain in our body and ignore it. And every single element that is so so simple brings us to another layer of aggravation. If I'm hungry and I'm ignoring it, then I can become simply very reactive. Or if I have body pain and I'm ignoring it, then that body pain definitely bring agitation and not really the best response to people around me. And this is really how I feel that the mindfulness, acknowledging every simple thing that I'm experiencing in my body or how I feel, acknowledgement of it is just the best step that we can move or shift from being reactive to being simply responsive.
Yeah. And I think in our last podcast, I mentioned that very simple technique of HALT, HALT. You know, when you are about to respond or you have to write an email or telephone call and you say, am I hungry, angry, lonely, tired? And if you and just becoming aware, am I hungry, like you said, am I angry, am I lonely, am I tired? And just if I'm any one of those four things, I have a choice now to change it. So if I'm hungry, go get something to eat. If I'm thirsty, go get, go get a glass of water. Noticing all of these things and making a change. Because exactly as you said, once you become aware, you have a choice to fix it. But if we are unaware, we have no choice to fix, and so we make it worse.
Hungry, angry,
Yeah,
lonely,
exactly.
tired.
Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Because, and this is what mindfulness is. It's just having that awareness. And in that awareness, we start creating space. And in that space, we have a choice. But without knowing, there's this beautiful book by John Kabat-Zinn that says, wherever you go, there you are. And that's exactly what mindfulness is. Wherever you go, there you are. So stop. Where am I right now? How am I showing up right now? How do I want to show up right now? You have to stop and you have to become aware. And once you become aware, it's like, ah. And what happens with mindfulness is when you start becoming aware, you start noticing tendencies about yourself that you were completely unaware of before. You start noticing, wow, I'm angry a lot of the time, or I'm irritated a lot of the time, or I haven't eaten. Like I've noticed that for me, what used to happen is I didn't eat at all during the day. I would work and work and work and work, and I was just, I thought I didn't get hungry. But what would happen is come 2 or 3 o'clock, my eyes were getting fuzzy, my brain wasn't working properly, I was getting very irritable. And why? Because my body was saying, you have to take a break now. But when I started becoming aware throughout the day, oh, I need to quickly go for a walk or I need to have some water, that allowed my day to extend, that my day didn't end at 2 o'clock because I was just now a whole big exhausted marshmallow mess. So my day got extended.
Nicole, what I also noticed that mindfulness in certain areas helped me also to be more self-expressed, because sometimes I really saw myself not wanting to say to people around me that, let's say now I am hungry, or I'm just not in a mood to have a conversation, or I need some time for myself. And really being self-expressed, of course, respectfully to others, but more importantly, myself, to see what I want right now. And if I see that I can be of value in that moment by being surrounded by other people, great. If not, then acknowledging that this is my time and I need my quietness, or things that I need to deal with right now, and not to have a negative impact on others. So that's also something that I think would help me a lot tremendously through the healing program that I have, of course, gone through.
Yeah, I think, Mitra, that's a really important point that you made. If you want to be selfless, like many of us do, we want to help and we want to be there for our kids and we want to, serve and do for everybody else. If you want to be selfless, you first have to be selfish. And selfish means taking time for yourself. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. So if you are completely empty of energy and you've got no bandwidth, you can't help anybody. So mindfulness says, take some time for yourself. Be selfless for yourself so that you can then go out and help other people. And the best analogy that I have for this is the very simple when you get on an aeroplane. You know that they say if we are going to have a crash, first put on your own oxygen mask and
That's
only
right.
then help the person next to you. That's
Yeah.
what mindfulness is. It's putting your own oxygen mask on so that you can actually help the people around you and from a place where you are healthy.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for raising that point.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your gift with us, Nicole. So I would love you to talk more about your retreat program. How many times a year you are running these retreat programs? Is that only in South Africa? How many people can participate? What's the age group? If you can tell us more about it, it's very exciting.
It is exciting. So this is the third time that I'm going back to South Africa to host this retreat. We had one in September last year, March this year, and then unfortunately, we were meant to have it in March this year, but we had to actually unfortunately postpone it due to there was some politics in South Africa, and we didn't want to take our friends there at that time, so we postponed it to October this year, and everything is perfect and wonderful for October. You asked who can come. Anybody who wants to find themselves, to get in touch with themselves, to take a break from the craziness of the world so that you can come back refreshed, renewed, and ready to take on yourself and your business and your family in a kinder way. Those are the people that we want to come with us. We've got an amazing group of people coming already. I believe we have, I have to count now, I believe we have 8 spots left. And the age demographic is, well, it's anything. We've got a few 70-year-olds coming, and we've got a few people in their 40s who are coming. So it's really, it's a huge age gap. You know, time, love, and kindness has no boundaries. And everything that we do is by invitation. We don't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. But so I can just run through what a day would look like. We have a morning meditation and a Qigong class that happens in the morning. We then go on, I bet we've got 4 game drives, I believe. So we're either going on a game drive, or we are doing some emotional intelligence work and mindfulness work and meditation. We have beautiful sessions around a fire where we just come together as community and share our stories and who we are and how we connect. We've got 3 excursion days as well. So 1, 2, 3, yes, 3 excursion days where we actually show you all of Africa. We connect with one of the people that we are taking you to spend some time with. Her name's Mam Kanye. That's the shortened version of her name, and she's the Global Citizenship Award winner in 2022. And it's just imbues the spirit of Ubuntu. So she has saved and rescued probably over 400 children, young girls who were being trafficked for sex. And she has rescued them. She housed them. She feeds them. She educates them, and she gets them back on their feet again. And she did it in the beginning from her own home. She just opened up she had a small little apartment, and she took like 5 girls and didn't know who they were. Most of them are orphans. They have no family. That's why it's so easy for them to be trafficked. So we're spending a morning with her, and she's just sharing her wisdom with us. We're seeing the work that she does, and some of the girls might be there, but it's in the morning, so they'll be at school. But we're starting this retreat off with the spirit of Ubuntu, learning from possibly one of the most kindest, most compassionate people. Well, the world recognized her. The ceremony was held in New York, so the world actually recognized her for her kindness. So we're spending the morning with her. We, as I said, we're going to be with the elephants. We're going to be with the horses. We're going to the Apartheid Museum so we can learn a little bit more about what happened in South Africa. We're spending time in Soweto, in one of the biggest townships in South Africa. We're going to a craft market. There are just so many beautiful things that we're going to be doing. But the most important thing is just being in nature and taking time for yourself. Everyone has got, unless you're sharing with a friend, but everyone has got their own little lodge with their own private swimming pool. And we spend lots of time just connecting and being with yourself and teaching you how to get comfortable with silence, how to find your inner guidance. And I'm so excited for this retreat. We've had people who are coming back again to do it, because if you had an opportunity to just switch off from all this electronic clutter and noise and just be in this magnificent, luxurious place and in Africa with the spirit of community around you, I just get teary thinking about it, because the growth and the journey that you go on is absolutely transformational.
That's beautiful. So what I'm hearing, it offers not only connection, but also adventure, meditation, and also some solitude time that we can reflect and disconnect from the all the gadgets and just really look at the inner peace within us and connecting to nature and people, like-minded people in the community.
And one other thing that I just remembered now, every person gets a full body massage. And we've got this woman who does it, Janine. She actually travels the world. Her clients take her all over the world for her specific massages. She's world renowned, and she's coming on our retreat, and she's giving everybody on our retreat, so that a full body massage is part of what you're going to get.
That's beautiful.
All food, everything. We've catered for every single thing. You don't have to spend 1 cent unless you want to go to the craft market and buy some gifts for your family.
So the flight is not included, is that right? The retreat offers everything except the flight.
That's correct. So what we don't offer, the flight isn't included, and your medical and travel insurance isn't included. But we cover all accommodation. We also cover accommodation the night before and the night after the retreat. So we put you up in a hotel before the retreat, so that when you land, we want you to come about a day before, and so that you can get over your jet lag a bit. So we put you up in a hotel so that the next morning the retreat can start. And then we put you up the night after the retreat as well in a hotel, so that you can catch your flight the next day. So we cover all of those. We cover the accommodation during the retreat, and then accommodation each before and after the retreat as well. That's all covered as part of the retreat. We cover all the shuttles, we cover all your meals, all your excursions. Everything is covered except your flight and your travel insurance.
Okay. And also the gifts you buy for the family.
Yeah.
How many days this retreat takes place?
So it's from the 2nd of October to the 8th of October. So the retreat itself is from a Monday to a Sunday. But of course, we are covering the 2 days on either side as well. But the retreat itself is from the Monday morning to the Sunday night.
That's beautiful. And what's the size of the retreat groups? So is that a limitation on how many parties you can actually invite?
Yeah. So we want to make it intimate, because, as I said, it's all about connection. So the maximum amount of people that we have is 15, but we prefer 12. So it's only a group of 12 people, and then the 3 facilitators as well.
Okay, beautiful. And if there is no political considerations or issues, it would be twice a year. Am I correct? Usually is in the spring and the fall.
We were having it in the spring and the fall. It kind of depends on me sometimes, because it depends when because I have to leave my family twice a year to do this. So it just depends. But when we have a waiting list, then obviously we will do it twice a year, so they can overflow into the next one.
And it's only in South Africa, am I correct?
For now, it's only in South
Okay.
Africa. Yeah.
I am so excited with this retreat program. I would love actually to attend one of these retreats. Hopefully, in this October, I cannot make it, but hopefully the next one. And is there anything else you want to share with us, Nicole, today?
Gosh, you give me such a beautiful platform. I think really what I want to share is that I want everyone to know that mindfulness is within all of you. You've all got this superpower, but you have to go within. It's about inner activism, and I know we spoke about inner activism on our last retreat. The conflict outside really is how you deal with the conflict inside. When you've dealt with whatever is concerning you inside in your own inner conflict, the outside conflict gets so much easier. And so when you respond differently to the world because you are showing up in a very different way from inside, the world starts responding very differently to you. And that's what mindfulness is all about. It's saying, this is how I am, this is where I am, but how do I want to show up? What changes do I have to make? What is it that is not serving me well? What is the inner conflict that I have to sort out within myself so that I can role model and I can really show up and be the change that I want to see in the world? And that for me is what mindfulness is all about. And that's what I want to share with people. I call myself a peacemaker because I help you find peace from within. And that is the key to having a peaceful, wise, and calm life.
Thank you, Nicole. You are a peacemaker. Even the way that you speak and share your wisdom is creating a lot of peace.
Thank
Can
you.
you share with us your website?
Yeah, so my website is www.lotuslaw.com. So that's LOTUS-LAW.com. And I do have one other thing that I would like to share. I have a book that I've written called Insight for Everyday Mindfulness. You can get it on Amazon. And what it basically is, it's 52 tips and strategies that you can immerse yourself in for 1 week, or you could do it as often as you want. But the point of the book was finding one mindfulness lesson and immersing yourself in that lesson for the whole week. And at the end of it, you would have a whole year, 52 tips of really being mindful and being inspirational. And as I said, being the change that you want to see in the world.
Oh, I love that. 52 habits you can create 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Nicole, thank you so much for today. I'm sure that we would still have you to talk more about what you can offer to your clients. It was an amazing day spending some time and having your wisdom shared with our mutual clients.
Thank you so much for having me again. And thank you for the service you provide for your clients. It's absolutely necessary, needed, and very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole.
Purple Tree Crew, connecting people, building communities, helping clients to build multi-generational wealth through real estate.